It's rare to be teammates with an athlete that breaks down barriers and shuts up decades of criticism and doubt to succeed at the highest level of sport. It's even rare to have two teammates to do just that. These guys are superheroes on and off the field. One of them likes to be called Batman. The other would kill me if I called them Robin. They're more like Batman and Superman. Bryant Mitchell and my boy Brandon Zylstra. What's up, boys?
How we doing? How you doing? Appreciate you.
Hey, man, we're in the pandemic. You guys are getting ready for camp. Well, what's training been like, getting ready in these unprecedented times? I'll start with you, Brandon. Like, what's it like getting ready for a season and everything shut down?
I mean, right away, it was super weird. When quarantine first started, I went back home and spent some time with the family and kind of got locked down there.
Yeah.
It was super cool to, go train with my brothers again. One of them training for the draft. So I got to work out with him a lot, but at the same time, it's limited access to everything.
Yeah.
You want to stay socially distanced, you want to stay safe. So trying to find other quarterbacks and stuff to work out was pretty tough.
Yeah.
And honestly, I felt like I wasn't getting good enough work, on field stuff. I was doing a bunch of lifting stuff with my brother, but I feel like I wasn't growing enough on the field, and so that was a major reason why I ended up moving down to Charlotte probably a month and a half, 2 months ago, and getting with Will Greer down here. And so I've been throwing with him, and it's good to actually hear the play and actually line up and actually start running with him, build that chemistry again.
For me, it was like you said, it was weird because I was at home, and after a while, you get tired of doing push-ups and sit-ups and Joe workouts. It's like, man, I want to actually lift weights. It's weird. Brian, what was it like for you? Because you're coming off Achilles, right? So things are a little different, and you're heading into your second season. What was it like for you training during these times?
I mean, I kind of went through the same thing as BZ. I went home for about a month and a half and kind of was locked up at home.
Yeah.
But, he and I talked, and I was like, man, I got to get back to Tampa. So, Tampa's or Florida, I should say, is a little different than the rest of the
Yeah, you guys are acting like the virus
states.
Doesn't exist.
Out here, they don't really care about things as much. So I flew back out here and, been training with a trainer down here, Yo Murphy, and then kind of getting with our quarterbacks. I've been with Blaine Gabbert and, Ryan Griffin for, the last, 2 months. So, it's been good for me personally. I've had access to everything that I've needed.
Yep.
Just staying out the way. So I'm good.
100%. Zilly, you're heading into your third season, right? So what's the expectation like for you this year? After your first 2 seasons, you got your feet wet. You know what to expect. You know what's going on. You know the playbook. You know how the NFL works. What do you expect of yourself this season?
I'm still looking for my breakout. It took me a minute in the CFL, but once I got it, I actually proved to the coaches, I proved to the quarterbacks, I proved to my teammates that I can play, at the next level. And so I've been just, I don't even want to say patiently waiting over here because I'm antsy and I'm ready for it to break.
Yeah.
But every year I've dealt with something else. Like my first year, it's my first year being in the NFL, so it's kind of adjusting to it. The second year I was with a new team, so I had to relearn a whole new offense and find the chemistry of the team and kind of grow with that. And then now this next year we have a new head coach and a bunch of new players and new quarterbacks. So it's kind of been a whirlwind, but I'm probably the most confident I've went into a season this year. I feel like I'm prepared. I know this playbook. This playbook is actually a lot of the same terminology and stuff that I had when I was up in Edmonton. So I feel like I just grasped it a lot faster. And I don't know. I'm hoping it's this year, man. I'm doing everything I can to make it pop this year.
Yeah, 100%. Zilly, B. Mitch, you obviously had the Achilles last year. I want to know what's the difference training for a CFL training camp opposed to training for an NFL training camp? What's the main difference? Because the games are a little different, but is the training change at all?
So I think the training in itself doesn't truly change. I think the mentality for the training changes. So like, training for the CFL was kind of like, okay, I'm going to be on that team next year.
Yeah.
There's not, a pool of guys always coming through the CFL, every year getting drafted that you're like, okay, this guy may potentially be the one that, takes my spot. I may not play again.
Yeah.
But, in the NFL, every year they're bringing in somebody to take your spot. Like, that's truly the mentality. Like, every year somebody's coming to potentially take your spot.
Yeah.
So, working for the NFL was kind of like, hey, I got to make sure that I'm on top of my game every single day, making sure that I'm doing everything in terms of nutrition, in terms of on the field, off the field, like playbook.
Yeah.
You miss a beat in the CFL and it's like, all right, we need that guy. You miss a beat in the NFL and it's like, next man up. So just kind of having that mentality, like, and understanding, like, hey, it's still professional football, but hey, man, you better come with it.
Yeah, come with it. Let's take it back a bit. I want to know what you guys thought of each other when you first met. So I know what I thought of Zilly, man. I seen Zilly. When I met Zilly for the first time, I think we were in Ramada in Edmonton. We're going up the elevator, and he had on these, like, what were they? These pants that were so big, like too big for him. They're like swishing all over the place. You know what I'm talking about? Those pants?
Yeah.
What do you call them? Windbreakers.
Like
he was wearing windbreakers,
yeah.
swishing all over the place. The bottom of them were all worn. Like, he had them for a while. I'm like, this guy, oh man, he's white. What?
Yeah.
Like, what's he about to do? Like, you know what I mean? Is he Canadian? You know what I mean? So that's what I was thinking of Zilly. And then he goes on the field and obviously does what he does. So, Brian, what did you think?
Let me tell the story first. So look, so we get in there, right? Because I had been in Edmonton the year before.
Yeah.
So I'm in Edmonton the year before I got released. I come back. The GM actually brought me back, right?
Yeah.
So I come back this next year. Yeah, shout out Ed Herbie. He's sitting about 3 chairs down from me, So I'm talking to AD because I know AD.
Yeah.
I'm talking to guys like.
Hold on, time out.
Yeah.
Are we talking minicamp?
Minicamp, yes. We're talking minicamp.
That's the story I had too. Okay,
yeah. So I'm sitting about three chairs down from him. And I'm looking at him and he's sitting there. He's not talking to nobody. Cock Diesel, though, like big, huge. And he's kind of sitting there. I'm looking at this dude like, oh, like, he looked like a big linebacker. Like, that's the thought. I didn't know he played receiver.
Yeah.
Swole, like, bro. What he is now is nothing. Yeah, like but all of 220 though. Yeah, traps and everything. So I'm looking at him like, oh, that's a big linebacker. Like, I hope he come with it because if he come out there at one-on-ones, I'm about to eat him alive.
Right.
So we get out there and first off, he didn't have his jersey on, so he puts his jersey on. He's got 83. I'm like, they gave a linebacker 83.
Right. Oh, he's about
so I'm
to
like, whatever. Bro, I'm telling you, he's about to be out of there.
Yeah.
So I come out for like first 3 plays. He makes like 3 like. And I'm thinking,
Superman.
Whoa, look. AD goes, who's that? If you ever know, you know how AD is. He's who's that?
Yeah.
He said, he definitely gonna make the team.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, that boy cold.
Yeah.
I said, bro, what in the world? So then, like, whenever someone's good, I don't care who you are, as a professional athlete, whenever someone's good, you go kind of talk to them, trying to like gauge them. You know what I'm trying to say? So I walk up to him and I'm just like, hey, you did your thing, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he still got this like, and I'm like, hey, like, I guess he don't talk to nobody, but hey, like, you did your thing, like, you know what I'm saying? But definitely, like, from day one, him at minicamp, you already knew he was gonna be cold.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people said. It's funny that you said that because I remember like Moss, who else? A receiver coach, Carson. He was like, man, we all knew from minicamp that he was about to, Mike. Even Mike was his biggest fan. It's like, we got a cold one. Zilly, what was your first impression of Bryant when you first met him?
So I guess the first time I met him, I'm thinking at the same time, is when we're sitting out there about to go up for practice during minicamp, and I'm sitting on the ground like rolling out, studying my plays. And like you said, I didn't really talk to anybody. I was so laser focused on what I was doing. And at the same time, like, it was just such a new experience for me. So I kind of kept to myself. And but I see Bryant, I see him talking to like AD and stuff, and I was like, oh man, this is a 3-year vet. Like, he looks the part. He's talking with all those guys. He's like, oh, he's been here, blah, blah, blah. I got to beat him out. That's just my mindset to everybody. I was like, I don't care who you guys are. I'm going to beat you guys all out. But, the first time running is I was just like, wow, this dude can run. Like, Bryant has those super long strides. And when he opens up,
track star.
Granted, I might be faster than him now.
Oh,
no, at the time, that was the one thing I saw with him is just straight speed. But I think it was kind of after those practices. It might have been after you talked to me for the first time. I think we started studying together that night and whatnot and got kind of closer. And then I guess we really became boys when training camp came around. I don't know, because I saw the same drive in you that I had in me.
Yeah.
And we kind of just like fed off of each other in that sense. And
birds of a feather.
Yeah, we always studied together. We always stayed after practice and caught for hours, and that's something that I loved about Bryant is after practice, we go catch, we go back to the hotel study. It might be 10 o'clock at night, and we're out in the parking lot playing catch. We played so much catch. We did so many ridiculous games, like doing tennis ball drills and stuff, because we both just wanted to be just great, Yeah. And it was like there's no excuse. Like we should always be working towards something. So it was fun to have somebody like that, at training camp that had the same energy as me, and it's a sense of like trying to be great.
Right.
Just have somebody there all the time that's willing to work.
100%.
The funniest thing though, Tay, about the whole story. So I think it was the first day we had worked out. Like we stayed after, we were throwing the ball.
Right.
And I mean, it's probably like like right before lunch ended. Like we didn't even like we had to go back up for lunch, like one of those 5 o'clock days. And somebody had just got cut. It was his roommate at the time. I run upstairs to Chris Hagerman.
Yeah.
I said, hey.
I need that.
I said, Zylstra doesn't have a roommate anymore, huh? He said, no. I said, I want to be his roommate.
Yeah. I need that. So you guys were roommates then, and obviously you stayed, like this at the hip. What was some of the most competitive, like times you could remember, like just you guys competing and not stopping?
These.
The hands, okay, hand competition. So do you remember like one specifically where you're like, man, like,
bro, we could go on for days about this. Days.
Listen, the worst one was the one time that I really beat him. So like I don't ever like just beat him.
Yeah. Wait, so for people listening, Brian's talking about hands, okay? So he's talking about hands catching the ball. All right, go ahead, Brian.
So we played this game, this one-hand game. We made it up on the spot when he moved to San Diego. So mind you, after that season, he moves to San Diego to come work out with me.
So wait, what year is this? What years is that?
2016 into 2017.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So he comes in, he moves out there like he's like, dude, we gotta train together. I'm like, cool. I was like, I got a spot we can work out for free. Shout out to AJ at AJ Sports and Fitness. I got a spot we can work out for free. He knows like our situation. And I said, like, everything else, like, is on you, but, So he's like, cool. So 2017 year, like, after the year, we're at the beach throwing. We made up this stupid one-hand game where it's, you catch the ball one hand. Your dominant hand is what, 2 points?
No, it's 3 points.
3 points. Non-dominant hand is 5 points.
2 points.
Non-dominant.
Bro, do you need me to tell the story?
No, because how can your dominant hand be more than the non-dominant?
Sorry. Dominant hand is 2 points.
That's what I said. Non-dominant is 3.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you drop the ball, it's 5 points. And if you catch it with 2 hands, it's
you
minus
lose 5 points. Yep.
Yes, if you drop it. And if you catch it with 2 hands, it was no points.
0.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, so one day he just could not get it. We played like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And he wanted to fight me. Because I'm talking so much mess about how my hands are better than his. Yeah. And he goes, I don't care. My hands are still better than yours. Yeah. And he storms off the beach, bro. I'm weak. He wouldn't talk to me for like 30 minutes.
Right.
Like, legitimate wouldn't say nothing to me. But like, I mean, that's how deep it gets. Like,
yeah.
But like, there's a drill that I can't do. It's a wall drill. You stand at the wall.
Can't?
No, you're right. There's a drill I'm not very good at.
Yes.
Excuse me. And so he throws the ball at the wall, and you got to catch it without seeing where they throw it.
Right.
He's so good at this drill. I have a video. I've never posted the video. But I posted the other videos, like, but I would never post this video because, dude, if you watch it, he's just like all over the place.
Superman.
And then there's me, and I'm like,
yeah.
Like, it's so frantic. I'm like, yeah, I can't post it.
Yeah. Well,
so,
but
like,
you, Zilly,
like that, where it kills me.
Is there one like specific competition moment you can remember with Bryant that just pissed you off?
Well, like going back to that one-handed catching game, like I couldn't tell you how many times we've ever played that. But every single time we play that, it always gets heated because he knows I have better hands than him, but he doesn't want to admit it. So like,
I've never heard Brian say anybody was better at anything than him.
There is nobody better at anything.
So,
and if I'm not better than you, I'll find a way to be better than you. Just like bowling, I'm better than him at bowling now.
oh, don't even get started on that.
Am I not better than you now?
What's your high score?
What?
What's your high score?
227.
268. So get off.
Okay, so his highest score is better than mine. But how about this? Who's up in the series right now? So the last 4 or 5 games we played, you came to San Diego. Remember, we.
Hey, that's how you said it. Hey, you're only as good as your last game. That's how I always say when I'm not good at something. I beat him our last game. So who won the last game?
Me.
Hey, there it is. Yeah, you're the champ.
Hey.
And I won the last one-hand catch game. So what are we talking about right now?
Hey, you take your small victories.
Let's go. I'll take them all too. You know it.
Let's go.
Hey, they say the small victories lead to the big ones.
Oh my God, that's awesome, man. Hey, but going back, man, Bryant and Zilly, you guys both have like crazy journeys. Like to be where you guys are is remarkable. Like literally 0.5% of people have made it to where you're at. And your stories are, obviously could be in movies. Like Bryant, man, you were telling me your story of, the first year getting to Edmonton, getting cut. The second year, making the team, but, being on one game. The third year, getting a chance to play or something like that, right? You can explain that story better than I can. What's the one thing that, sticks out about your journey to where you're at, where you're just like at home chilling and you're like, man, I really went through that, but the one memory that, you're like, I'm happy that happened and I was able to get through it.
You know what? It's always the Edmonton story, and this is something B and I talk about, like literally so much. He always, he has these random spurts where he calls me. He's just like, so proud of me. And, so like, man, your story is just so inspiring, but,
it is, man. You might just run us through it real quick. Your time.
Well, I get released my first year, not because of talent, but because me and the head coach don't get along. Yeah. I get brought back the second year by the GM. Mind you, I did 5 workouts. So let's just backtrack. I did 5 or 6 workouts before actually getting signed by Edmonton.
Right.
And I was like done with football. I was my twins were being born. I was like done. I was like, man, I got to start working. I got a family to feed, et cetera, et cetera. And I meet Ed Hervey. So, Ed's been like vital in my, journey. But I meet Ed and I run a corner post. I'll never forget it. Run a corner post. And I catch the ball over the shoulder with this guy like literally hanging on my back.
Yeah.
And he stops the whole workout and he like fingers me over. And I'm thinking to myself,
whoa.
Oh, you guys. So how about this? He calls me over and he goes,
I visualize that a lot better.
And then he goes, he's like, hey, what are you doing next week? Mind you, I had one class to take for my psychology major, and I was like, nothing. But I had class.
Yeah, right. And you can't tell him you're busy.
So he goes, can you be at minicamp? And I'm like, I'm there.
Yeah.
And so he invites me on the spot, and, I get signed the first day of minicamp. So I'm thinking, oh, yeah, I must be really that guy, Mm-hmm. I get into camp, pull my hamstring, not playing my best ball, but still making plays. End up getting I won't even say an argument. I ended up getting yelled at by the head coach at the time, and Chris Jones, and he ends up cutting me. Ed calls me that next year. He's like, hey, I didn't want to let you go. The head coach wanted to let you go, but I want to bring you back. So he brings me back. They put me on practice roster. I play one game that year. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, mind you, B, tell them about them practice roster days. You're making $500 Canadian.
The $589 to be correct.
Yeah.
I remember those checks.
Me too, bro. I remember them like yesterday. But for me, I'm sending all that money home. So I'm converting this money. Sometimes I'm getting like $270. Sometimes I'm getting like, $303, like whatever it may have been. Like it was crazy.
Right.
And so they played me that one game. I come back the next year. Again, have a hamstring pull, so I'm known for hamstring. And we get a new GM at this time.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't really know me, right? New coaches and stuff like that. And he goes, he's like, man, so I'm going to, I want to tell you congratulations. I want to put you on the practice squad.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, no, thank
That's
you.
not happening.
And he looked at me and he goes, excuse me? I was like, yeah. I said, and I told him straight, I said, I'm way too good to be on anybody's practice squad. Yeah. And he looks at me and he goes, huh. I said, man, I got a family to feed, and being on the practice squad again, like I did my, I did my time. Right. Like I was behind bars. Like I did my time.
Right.
And so he kind of was like, wow. I think he was more taken aback by the fact that I challenged the fact that I wasn't going to sign to a practice squad.
You said that whole camp that you weren't accepting anything less than being on the roster. I remember that.
I wasn't.
Yep.
I wasn't. But it was the thing, like I had worked so hard. Like, B had come out there. We had put in so many man hours only for me to get put on the practice squad, but not because of talent, but because of the fact that, one, we had a ratio, and two,
numbers.
Because
other people were making more money. Yeah,
exactly,
all
right?
That.
And so, me and B always talk about this. Tim Grover said it one time. He said, it's not, stop blaming everybody else. If you're not making the team, it's because you're not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to tell B all the time, I'm not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a negative way, but as motivation.
I got to get better.
And so I go into that year 3, B leaves. So mind you, now the star has left.
Yes.
We got B gone. We got AD gone.
Right.
And it's like, okay, it's my time.
Like,
I'm assuming this role, right?
Yeah. Before you get into that, though, so first year, cut. Second year,
one game. I played one game.
One game. Practice squad the whole year.
Played one game.
And then third year, this is your time.
Played 7 games. Yeah,
seven games.
No, third year I played 7 games because B gets hurt.
Yes,
so again,
yes.
B,
I remember that.
B is the common denominator in me playing
everything.
Twice.
Yeah.
So he gets hurt.
Yeah.
And I go off the first day.
I remember that. Yes,
right?
yes.
So the first game I had 70-some yards, and then the next game, he couldn't play. So I'm like, bet.
Yeah.
I had 100 yards, player of the game. I'm thinking, I'd have made it. I've arrived.
Yeah. I still feel like Z didn't want to play. He wanted you to play.
He wanted me to get my burn, right?
Yeah, that's
cool.
a good.
I can respect it. I appreciate it. Look.
You're welcome.
But yeah, man. Like I played 7 games that year. Led the team in receiving every single game.
Yes. And then
every single game.
Yeah.
And got benched. And got put back on one game.
That's the game.
Which is the craziest thing in the world.
Yeah. And then
like I could have understood them being like, hey man, like, we're gonna keep you on the roster as a reserve.
Yeah.
No, they put me back on one game.
Yeah. I remember that.
So like, yeah, man. So after those 7 games, I'm thinking, okay, like I'm going to the league next year. Forget them. Like I'm not playing for them anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I get benched the rest of that year, And so it really, same thing happened in 2018 though.
Oh, nah, but 2018, you were the man. Like they had you.
But think about it though. Hold on. Think about it. I get hurt in training camp.
Yeah.
I play the first 2 games and they had me blocking the whole time.
Yeah, I remember that, bro. But I remember exactly what happened. You were the man in training camp. You were penciled in the man. You're the man. It was your show, but you obviously got hurt. And then remember what Brock told you, right? He was like, "We're gonna put you on the B Zilly plan." I remember that, bro. I was there. Dude. He said, "We're gonna put you on B. So when you come back, we're gonna rehab you. When you come back, it's your time.
You're gonna be the man." Yeah. When I came back, I didn't get the B Zilly treatment.
Hey, Kenny was balling though. Kenny was balling.
He was. You know what though? And this is one thing I tell people. Kenny was doing his thing, so I never. One thing about me, I never knock anybody.
Yo, bro, you were his biggest fan. That's one thing I love about you, bro.
Never knock anybody doing his thing. Yeah. But my thing is when anyone, I don't care if it was Kenny, Vidal, D-Wall, if anyone stopped doing their thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. So we're losing games.
Yeah.
We're losing games. They put me on one game. I come back for
we lost 6 in a row, I think, that year.
6 in a row. I come back from Montreal game.
You're blocking your
we win. I had 100 and some yards and a touchdown, and they still benched me the next game.
But didn't Moss tell you that no matter what you do,
I don't care if you have 300 yards this game, you're going back down.
I remember that phone call.
Bro, I called B instantly. What?
Yeah. And you damn near almost did.
What? And then still get benched? I was like, this dude is tripping.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, bro, I get benched. And it took for D-Walk to get hurt this time. And then the next 8 weeks, and I didn't just lead our team, I led the league in receiving.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was a testament, nothing but God, like truly nothing but God. But like, man, it was amazing to finally get to show, like, look, I can play this game.
100%. Yeah, those Edmonton times were cool because, you know, you really got out the mud. But Zilly, your story is even not even crazier, but it's wild in itself because you come from unique because you come from a D3 school, you transfer to another school, then you know you're at NFL trials, then you end up in Edmonton, then now in the NFL, right? So like, what sticks out about your journey to you the most, like?
I guess.
Please tell the part of you getting slided. Please tell that part.
Oh, I want to hear that.
That was about to be, and that's the thing, Bryant, is not that many people know about it. So
please tell it.
So like,
everybody's about to know now.
There, like a few of my close friends, family members know it. And then the day I had my exit meeting with Coach Moss after my second year, I brought that up. Like what the story I'm about to tell you. I guess I could go through the story first, but
yeah, tell me the year too. What year was this?
So this is me coming out to the CFL. So like I moved down to Arizona with my college quarterback at the time, and we started training together. My way into the CFL, I didn't know anything about it. I literally went on everybody's all 9 teams like website. Yeah. Found out when and where they had tryouts. Found out which ones were close to me, the ones that I could drive to, and ones that I could afford. Yeah. And then I went and tried out for all these teams, and I ended up trying out for 4 teams, and out of those 4 teams had 3 contract offers. And I didn't have an agent at the time because, you know, I'm a nobody in college. I'm coming from, like you said, a D3 school that ran a triple option. Yeah. As a receiver, that's about as low as you can go.
You might as well not play. You've had better chances not playing.
Yeah. Facts. But, like, you know, after the 3rd team called, Edmonton called after the tryout, and there's like, you know, we really like what we saw. We want to invite you down to training camp. Or invite you to on mini camp. And at this point, with no agent, I was just like, you know what? I have 3 teams after me now. I'm gonna see if I can use my own leverage to try to get some more money. And so I was talking to Ed on the phone, and I was just like, yo, Ed, you know, I already have 2 contract offers. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. And he goes, oh, you do? 1 second. He goes, I'll call you back in 5 minutes. So he hangs up the phone. He calls me back, and he's like, hey, we put you on our neg list. He's like, so if anybody else contacts you, let me know. And I said,
hey, that's a G move right there. Ed is a G for that.
Yeah, and so I was talking to Torrey Hunter at the time too, but regardless, I didn't really know anything about that, so they started explaining it to me a little bit, and I was like, all right, cool. You know, I have Edmonton to go to. And so we started talking to them, and they're like, you know, what are your intentions? And I was like, you know, I'm trying to play in the NFL. It's been my dream since I was young. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I was like, I really appreciate this offer and everything, but, like, I still want to take my shot at the NFL. And they're just like, you know, by all means, go do that. And so we kind of just, you know, kept a good relationship. I went and did the mini camp tryout, and the mini camp tryout with Edmonton. After that, they're just like, yeah, we want to bring you to training camp. And I was like, you know, I'm still hoping for the NFL. I went and did the NDSU Pro Day, and I did a regional combine at the time. And, you know, I still didn't have that much interest, but at the same time, I wanted to see if I got picked up by somebody. And so then they're just like, all right, cool. They're like, we're going to send you over our contract. Why don't you sign it? We won't date it. We'll give you 72 hours after the draft. If nobody picks you up in those 72 hours, then we'll put your contract through. And I was thinking, I was just like, dude, that is the coolest thing. Like, I have a backup plan now.
Yeah, looking out for me.
Yeah, I'm not one for a plan B, but, like, this is the best plan B I could think about.
100.
And so, you know, draft goes by, don't get picked up, but then the Vikings call, and there's like, you know, we want you as a mini camp tryout. So for me, I'm just like, this is all I need. Like, I just got to go show what I can do in this mini camp and get signed from there. And I called Torrey Hunter back, and I was just like, yo, you know, Torrey, the Vikings invited me to their tryout and everything. He's just like, hey, you know what? Best of luck. You know, things don't work out. You always have a home in Edmonton. So I'm on top of the world right now. You know, I got a shot with my hometown Vikings. I have Edmonton in the background. And it was like a day or two before I head down to the Vikings training camp. Mm-hmm. The Vikings call me. They're just like, hey, you're under contract with another team. We can't invite you down here. And I was like, what? And they're just like, yeah, you're under contract with a team in the CFL. And I said, no. I said, we have an agreement that I was going to do this. If things don't work out, I'm going up there. And they're just like, nope, you're under contract. I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. And so then I was like, wait, hold the phone.
Yeah.
And
Hold
so
on.
I call up Tori, and I was just like, Tori, like, why'd you guys put my contract through? Like, what's going on? You know, I have a tryout with Edmonton or with the Vikings, and you guys said I could do this. So it's like, oh man, we had a misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding.
Bro.
Listen.
So there's like, we have a misunderstanding. Like we said that if you didn't get drafted or didn't think you picked up right away or something like that, then we're going to push your contract through. And I was like, no. You guys told me that you guys were essentially a backup plan. You guys were to give me a tryout. And if things don't work out, then I go sign. And he's just like, man, I'm sorry. You know, like you're already under contract. We're to put your contract through and whatnot. So at this point, I am so hot. I call my college.
Edmonton.
He did it first.
We'll get there. So, you know, I'm.
No wonder he didn't talk to you, Bryant. He was pissed. Go ahead.
So like, I'm calling like my college coach. I'm just like, yo, this is what just happened, and he was furious. He was furious at the situation because you know how bad I wanted this Viking tryout. And so then I didn't have an agent, but I knew of an agent, and so I called him and I was like, yo, what can I do about the situation? And he's just like, really? There's honestly not a whole lot you can do. And then I called Ed back. Ed didn't answer my phone calls. I left him like 2 or 3 voicemails and a long text message, just like, yo, like, what are you guys doing with me? Like, that was so disrespectful and whatnot. Like, this is my dream, and you guys just took it away from me.
Yeah.
I called the CFL front office. I was literally doing anything I could. I called the CFL front office and said, void this contract before it goes through. Like, we had an agreement, and they broke the agreement.
Yeah.
And so then, like, those next couple of hours I spent going through all my emails and all my voicemails with any contact I had with Edmonton to see if I could find this agreement, like, documented, so I could bring that, you know, to the CFL or something. And I never had anything in writing. I didn't have any voicemails of them actually saying that. It was all over the phone when they told me that. So they got me. And at that point, you know, I was super upset, but I was just like, you know what? At this point, it's either I go play up in Edmonton, put a resume down for the NFL, or I'm done playing football, because those are my only 2 options at this point. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to bite the bullet. I said, I'm going to put all this aside, and I'm going to go do my thing up there. And so, like, when I called my college coach and told him that, he's just like, bro, how could you go play for them? They just messed you over like this.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? I was like, you have to look past it at that point. It's either I'm done playing football or I do this. And so, like, you know, I've told Bryant this story, and other people too, like my parents and some friends and stuff. They're just like, you know, I can't believe you'd go do that, but you know, I still believe I can play football at a high level, and this is my only way to prove it. So I was just like, I'm not gonna have any animosity towards Edmonton. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna be professional. I'm gonna go work my tail off, and you know, just kind of see what comes from this. And so, like, that whole story, you know, happens or whatever. I play my 2 years up there, have a good time, have a great relationship with a ton of people up there.
Yeah.
And then my exit meeting with Coach Moss, you know, it was just after a disappointing loss against Calgary in the
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, in the division championship or whatever. And I can't remember how he even brought it up, but it was like towards the end of the meeting. You know, it was long. I know he was tired, and I know he was still frustrated about, you know, how everything ended. But I wanted to bring it up, and I was just like, you know, regardless of what happened and how I made it up here, like, I'm still super thankful you guys got me up here. Like, I had the time of my life. It was the most fun football I've ever played and whatnot. And he's like, what are you talking about? And so I told him the story, and he goes, bro, I didn't know any of that. Like, he was shell-shocked. He's just like, bro, I never heard any of that. He goes, I can't believe that happened. I'm so sorry. Because, like, essentially, if you look at it, and this is kind of how I always kind of looked at it, I was just like, I took 2 prime years away from the NFL that I could have had, where,
100%.
you know, I could have been playing my dream a lot faster, and I could have been getting paid. But that's one thing I don't think I would take away from my journey, though, going to the CFL, because the relationships I've met, like having you two as friends, like helped push me to, you know, the receiver and the man I am today. How I learned the game up there, how I learned how to take care of my body, and just honestly how much fun I had up there. Granted, I wasn't making money. Like it was worth that experience. And yeah, I don't know.
Man, bro, for you to take the high road like that, you were better than a lot of dudes, man. A lot of dudes I know would have been like, man, they'll come up there and be cussing out GM and coaches the whole time, man, get themselves cut. But, bro, that honestly says a lot about you. Like, honestly, to be able to take the high road like that, that says a lot about you, man.
I got to do what I got to do.
You know, that's a little heavy, but, you know, on the All Ball podcast, we like to have fun. You guys have been a treat. But now that you guys are in the NFL, things start moving a little faster. People come to you with proposals and how they can help you make money and how they can better your life. That's always happening once you're in the NFL. I want to know like some funny instances when people would come to you with opportunities that wasn't quite what they made it out to be. Bryant, we'll go with you first, Bryant.
I've just had people like, different type of people come up to me like different ways that could help me make money, I had one guy tell me, he could help me make money by a Gillette commercial. One, I told him, too, I ain't got no facial hair, but two, I'm like, listen, like, when do we start?
Right. How much money we talking?
You know what I'm saying? You see, I ain't got no Gillette commercial, so that's that's the kind of things like, man, you just gotta be weird. Like people will literally sell you a dream, like, oh man, I got this new idea for this technology, and then you're like, okay, cool. Let me see something. Like, let me see a business plan, a 5-year plan. Let me see a model or something like that. And it's like, oh, like it's up here. Yeah. Well, it's gonna stay up there too, and my money gonna stay in my pocket because I'm not invested in that. Like,
right.
So like those are the kind of things like that. I don't want to say stupidity, but just the kind of things like think before you just.
But you know what? They wouldn't be doing it if it didn't work. There are people that prey on athletes that aren't as aware, and that's their job, and it's unfortunate. But there are people out there doing it, just like the Nigerian princes that email you from Africa, and they're like, "Hey, man, I got a huge inheritance. Just click this link real quick. You can get some of it." This is the same thing. They wouldn't do it if it didn't work. Exactly. So that's always my theory on that. Like, there's some people out there falling for it. You know what I mean? Zilly, what about you?
I wish I had a good story too. All mine. Like, if I ever see something like that come up or somebody contacts me, a lot of time I won't reply.
Yeah.
Like you can tell. A lot
better
of
than me
when it's something fake.
But is that why it took like 5 chances to get you on this podcast? You thought it was
that is such a lie. Such a lie. I agreed to this thing so fast. I know how fun this is gonna be. Hey, granted, I was a little late. Got my days mixed up.
It's all good.
No true professionalism, but it's all good.
No, but like honestly, like so, since you guys are in the league now, like what's the most baller thing that you've seen, like from a teammate or just in the league, like somebody pulling up a ball out of control or excess?
Bro,
Bryant,
when I went to do my New York Jets tryout,
yeah,
there was not one car you probably could name that wasn't in that parking lot. Like,
yeah,
I walked in there and I'm thinking, bruh,
yeah,
is this the league? Like,
yeah.
I mean Ferraris, like,
yeah.
I mean, like Lambos, you got Maserati trucks, like Lambo trucks, like, bro, anything you can really think of except for like, like Bugattis or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Like,
this is a rap video.
Anything you could think, like, you know what I'm saying? It was literally a rap video.
Yeah.
Like, dudes walking out of the locker room, 17 chains on. Like, you talking about
After
2 chains,
practice.
I'm seeing 17 chains over here, like, bro. And I mean, like, Mark, what's his name? Tremaine Johnson.
Yeah.
Bro, he walks out, Gucci'd out, 35 chains. And I'm thinking to myself, y'all just got out of practice.
Yeah. Well, what's game day
practice,
like?
Bro? What? Bro, seriously, like, what's game day like, bro?
But I want to know, where are you going, like, after practice? Like,
what are you going to see, bro? Like, what are you doing? Like, and then the thing is, you had to take 10 minutes to put all of them on.
Right. And so, your neck is sore.
To take them off, you sitting there like this the whole practice.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Oh, man.
They're like, bro, it's crazy. Oh, here's my thing, though. Rojo, our running back, he pulled up in a $30,000 Rolex to work out in.
A workout.
Listen, I got a picture of it with me. I tried it on because, I ain't there yet.
You did it for the brand.
Bro, I definitely did. I sit there privately, though. But my dog had a freaking Rolex. It was so beautiful. It had, like, colored stones in it. Oh, my God.
Hey, send me that pic, man. When we do the video for this, we're going to put that up.
30. He said, so I'm like, bro, how much you pay for it? I'm like, oh, like 30. What?
Bro, that's how I paid
car on your wrist.
You were like, I made less in the CFL 1 year than that. Like, that's crazy.
Bro,
that's my CFL career on his wrist right now.
Listen, hey, tell her again. Hey, American, that's my CFL career.
Right.
And he got the chain to match. Like,
right. Oh, yeah. Match the chain. Yeah.
Oh, just
Matching
to work
interior.
out though. We running routes on a random
Yeah.
Wednesday. We running routes,
Yeah.
and we pop up with that on.
Balling, man. That's
You know you got it.
that's the lead. You got it. Zilly, what's the most baller thing you see, man?
I mean, I can say the same thing about like the cars. Like you see people pull up and just ridiculous stuff, and everything's customized.
Yeah.
Everything's wrapped. Everything has tint. Everything has rims. The trucks are all lifted in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but you know, coming out here, there was a Rolls Royce in the parking lot that was wrapped in a white camo, and I fell in love with it. A lot of people might look at that and be like, I don't know about that, but it was so nice. But I guess you know the cars are definitely one thing. The clothes are another thing. How everybody's wearing designer clothes everywhere.
Well, you know what I'm seeing now? Designer to workouts. Like dudes are wearing like Gucci shirts to workouts. Like
The do-rags are what kill me. Why? Like, and then they tie the bow on the side and let it.
Bro, it's
drop.
a fashion
Like,
show to
You
workouts.
look like my mom, bro.
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
Right. No, I'm seeing it. And like the whole camera crew's out there. You know, everything is designer. It's a fashion show. It's funny. I love it. Yeah.
It's
Go ahead, Zilly.
No, I guess the last thing I was going to say is one thing that caught me off guard is, you know, I think this was back in Minnesota, but we get out of practice. People, you know, your ankle tape, people are rolling it up. And all of a sudden it turned into $200 per shot. And then they step back, $400 per shot. And like they just kept going up. And I was just like, money's really this long here? Like what?
We have those in the locker room.
Yeah. No,
DeMar Dotson.
Yeah.
DeMar Dotson used to bet boys in rock, paper, scissors, $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thousands.
And pay out. You pay out.
Boy, they don't play about that. Like money's getting paid, bro.
Yeah.
No, for sure money's getting paid. Because like there's other boys to back you up around it too.
Yeah.
But like, I've seen a lot of I guess I can't say that.
No, you can say it, man. This is we keep it real here, bro. You can say it. You can say it. Let us know.
You ain't gotta use no names, but we gotta
no
know.
names, bro. No names, but let's hear it, bro.
I respect my elders.
So you're not saying it? All right. No, but honestly, so like on this podcast, bro, every time I do have a guest on, people love it when we talk about trash talk and B. You're always talking trash wherever you're at. Like whether it's a Zilly or on the field, you never stop. What's the funniest trash talk sequence that you've seen, either in college, pros, CFL, NFL, that you've seen between player to ref, fan to player? You know what I mean? Like what's the funniest? What's the one that sticks out in your head talking trash? Because I remember I talked to AD and he was telling me, man, Tay, I don't really know, man. You know, I really just make fun of people. You know, I mean, I just made fun of people. One time I was in mid-waggle, and I told his dude his shoes was untied. And he really looked down, and he said he got open. So that was one of the funnier ones. And Trevor Harris, like I'm giving you guys time to think about it, but Trevor Harris told me one time, like a fan had DM'd him, and he's like, man, Trevor, you're trash. I hope this and this happens to your family. You're the worst quarterback in the CFL. Boom, boom, boom. Comes back, they're down like 2-3 touchdowns. He comes back, fan hits him up after the game. It's like, yeah, man, I didn't mean all that. You know, you're amazing, man. Can I get you to sign something? So,
oh, come on.
No,
what are we doing here? You know what I mean? So, what's up?
So I'll give you two, right? So I had a fan who hit me up and was like, it's 2016 year. Mind you, I'm on the practice squad.
Yeah.
So going into 2017, we signed Vidal.
I remember.
So he says, first he's like, hey, man, really excited to see what you do, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Like, you should really have a chance with guys like Walker going to the league. The same guy DMs me again when we signed Vidal. Oh, man, sorry that you don't have a chance anymore to make the team since they just signed Hazelton. Bro. I think I told you that story, B. I was like, it used to get to me, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to be like, bro, I'm so good. In my mind, I'm like, I'm so good, bro. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm so like, but then like, when I realized, like, bro, if I let these fans get to me, bro,
trolls, man.
like at some point, it's going to ruin me.
Right.
But then, like, I think the best trash talker to me was Vidal.
Vidal was,
he
was
was
amazing.
Bro,
You would think about stuff so quick.
I'm a dog.
Hey, no, when he told that boy, I'm a big boy, I started dying, bro.
Hey, they got to run back his whole mic'd up session.
His whole mic'd up session is
Tommy
crazy.
Campbell in Calgary. That, oh my God.
He said, I'm a big boy. What?
Hey, was that in Sass?
No, that was in Edmonton.
Calgary,
Against Calgary. I think
when we beat them.
Oh, finally, when we finally beat them.
I remember when he knocked out Javon Johnson on the sideline.
Bro,
I remember that.
He got up flexing over top of him. I was like, dude, you just disrespected him. Don't disrespect him with your mouth, too.
Yeah.
What? No, Vidal didn't care, bro.
No.
That's the one thing I loved about Vito. He brought so much energy. Like Duke was like that killer. Like, you know, he was
to himself, though,
like,
you know?
Yeah, like, it was like he was – but see, Duke was always trying to prove something to Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, bro, Duke don't care about nobody else but Duke.
Yeah.
Like, to prove something
to himself.
But Vidal –
he had to let everyone know.
Everyone in the stadium had to know. I just routed you. I ran you over.
Right.
I stiff armed you. I done mossed you. Whatever it was, V had to let you know. That, bro, being his W when he was the X was the funnest thing. Bro, we were sitting there having a religion conversation on the sideline in Hamilton. We're in Hamilton.
Yep.
We're talking about Jesus. They're calling a play. I'm literally about to waggle.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know, bro. And I'm waggling like, I'm telling you. I promise you can ask him to this day.
I will.
Literally having a whole religion conversation while we're in mid-play.
That's amazing.
Craziest thing.
That's amazing, man. Trash talk is funny. Zilly, I need to hear your best trash talks. You don't talk. You never talk, man. You just mock someone and run back to the huddle.
He's going to tell you a story about me.
But I need to hear it.
No, I wasn't. Like, I was about to say, like, when people always trash talk me, like, I heard it a lot in the CFL, like, oh, you just a little white boy, like, you ain't good. And I just catch them, I just look at them and smile. Like, that was my trash talk. So I was just like, I'm going to do what I got to do. Like, watch me.
Right.
From the show me state.
Right. Yeah, nah.
I don't know. My favorite trash talk, like he said, goes back to Vidal. Like, when he started talking about him, it just started flashing back memories.
Yes.
Like, I just love how he get up and flex over top of him. Like, that was his thing. And just that. Adjust his face mask, flex a little bit. What's up? I'm a daddy.
Yeah. No, V's my top 5 trash talkers all time. And, you know, like, honestly, like, everything he would say, it's weird because he would be, like, doing it in the spur of the moment, but it all makes sense. And he'd really attack you. And you'd be like, man, really? You feel like that? Like, how did you think about that so quick? And he'd be out of breath, too, trying to come up with stuff.
So out of shape.
Oh, man. No, but,
bro,
you know, like,
I was really talking.
Yeah. No, since a lot has changed, obviously, for you guys since you guys are in the NFL. What's the female attention like? Because just keep it real, man. Because Zilly, you were getting a lot of female attention in Edmonton too. But like, you're in the league now. Like, what does that change, or is it the same, or is it like your DMs going crazy? Talk to me.
Crazy.
I mean, I'm not gonna say they're not. Like if I post a picture, I'm getting a few DMs.
Let's go.
Lately it's been, and there's a backstory of why I found it started happening. But I've had girls literally just send their numbers, nothing else, no hearts, no name, no introduction. They'll just send your numbers. And I started getting that, and I was just like, because some of them are all together, not even spaced out. So I was like, what is this? And I was like, oh, it's a phone number. And then I see Dave Portnoy talk on one of his little podcasts one time. He goes, yeah, there's this thing going around that some famous TikTok person said, if you want to get a celebrity to respond to your DMs, like, just drop your number. And he said he kept getting it and was just like, am I getting spammed? Like, what's going on? And then he found out the thing behind it. And I was like, dude, that makes so much sense. Because I actually had that today. I posted a picture today. Yeah. And I had some numbers drop, and I was like, dude, like, that's not
gonna get my me, bro. I was trying to tell you to come on the podcast. You were ignoring me, man. That was no girl.
I had to charge his phone. Needed the phone ready.
Yeah, so the girls are just sending their numbers. And what are you doing with these numbers?
I don't text them back. We gotta check them out first. But
check them out.
I don't know. Like, DMs are definitely popping.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know. I'm always wary of who I actually respond to too.
Yeah.
I don't know everybody's intentions.
You don't. So walk me through your process though. So you get a number in the DM, check them out. matches up, looks good, feels right. What do you do after that?
Well, if they're cute and I feel their vibe, I might respond.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
I'm not going to say
All
I don't respond.
All right. Okay. You do your research.
Yeah, I just do a little, just a brief summary of who they are, maybe, and then go from there.
See, I gotta live through you guys because, obviously I'm married, so I gotta live through my boys.
With a beautiful wife and 2 beautiful daughters.
She's actually can hear you saying that. She can hear you saying that, and you're.
Hey, Mel.
Hey, I need to meet Kenza yet. I haven't met Kenza yet.
Bro, I still have that picture of you and Layla. It's so cute. You wouldn't be able to lift Kenza, man. She's giving me back pain, honestly.
Yeah.
So big.
Hey, she's a model now too.
It's coming.
Too cute.
Bryant, female attention.
Yeah.
What's up? You
so
always.
Yeah, man. It's different now though. Like it was kind of like sporadic for me. I mean, I always got it right, but like you kind of always
got it.
Always got it.
You always kind of pick and choose, But like now, like man, I don't even give it attention anymore. I don't respond to DMs anymore, like at all.
Whoa,
no, I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
But because
you got the girls that you're talking to now, and you're the girl you're talking to, whatever your situation, and you're happy with your situation.
Yeah, it's just kind of also too like just in trying to find a wife, like like truly like settling down, like. I mean, you can have 300 girls writing you, but like at the end of the day, like what substance do they bring? You know what I mean?
Hey, that's
you
just
know
a week.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a week for me. That's the whole year for me.
Chill out.
Listen, I told him no. I have never ever met a woman in my life being with him that's not like, oh my gosh, who is that?
Bro, I'm not even with him, and girls are asking me about him still to this day.
Listen, to this day, bro. I had girls who are like, I don't even like white boys, but he is so fine. And I'm like, that's crazy. And he's so naive. Like girls like, we'll be walking down the mall. Yeah, like, no, listen, we were walking in the mall one day, and like I'm telling you, girls were literally like, and he's just I'm like, B, like, you don't see this?
Yeah.
And he's like, huh?
No, what are you talking about?
Like, I'm like, you know what? Like, and then then he'll catch a girl looking. He'll be like, oh, hey. Like, dude, dude, she was staring at you for 2 hours. Like, what you talking about? We in a food court and girls just like,
right.
Hey, bro, but like, good looking dude, man.
Oh yeah. No,
my brother, man.
No doubt. Before we get to some fun games, I didn't know what was your most memorable CFL game. The one game in the CFL, you're like, oh man, that sticks out. Always remember that. Zilly?
Yeah, dude.
First game, because when you first game, you hurdled someone like the first time you touched the ball. I was like, oh,
against BC in Edmonton.
Yeah,
I remember like it was.
Like that's what we're doing.
Hey, Bryant, what did I tell you before that game?
He told me I'm gonna hurdle somebody. Literally,
you told everyone.
No, but that night we're sitting there, and we knew he was gonna play, and he goes, I'm gonna hurdle somebody tomorrow. And I was like, okay, like who says that? Like, like I don't think like that. When I make a move, I just make moves. He was like, I'm gonna hurdle somebody tomorrow.
Bro, he hurdled Big Hill too, I think.
Bro, I'm on the sideline going
on the slide.
crazy.
You cut the slide. I think it was Big Hill.
Slide, yep.
I don't remember who it was, but they after I hurdled them, I get up and look back at him. He's just like, take me on like a man. I was like, he said something about making fun of me that I jumped over him. I was like, bro, you gotta touch me.
You gotta jump over. Yeah. Bro, they replayed that so many times. It was dope, the slow mo and everything. But Zilly, what was your? I don't know if that was, but what was your most memorable CFL game?
Well, I would say one of my favorite CFL moments was probably that, because that was my first catch in the CFL. It was my first game. And like, I just told myself, I was just like, that's a statement. Like you're proving to them that you belong in this game and whatnot. But as far as CFL game, one of my best statistical games was in Montreal when it was just a monsoon out there. And, I went off for 200, and I've never went off for 200 in a game. So that was something that was super cool just because everybody was having so much trouble trying to catch the ball. And I kept telling people, I told AD, I told D-Walk, I said, dude, take off your gloves.
Gloves, yeah.
Because everybody had these gloves on. And I was like, dude, it's going straight through. So if you watch the film and if you watch what I was doing, I jumped up as high as I could and just scooped everything. Yeah. And I kept telling everybody, I said, you guys need to catch with your body, take off your gloves, catch everything with your body.
Yeah.
And like after the game, I went up for, I don't remember how many catches, for 208, and I was like, I told you.
Yeah.
Like,
that was crazy because literally the first play of the game, CJ gets the handoff, and like somebody puts their helmet right. Yeah, boom, ball goes flying. Like, it's going to be one of those games. So everybody's looking, it's like, you know, receivers, like, we see it's raining. Like, it's
a wrap. I'm not touching the ball all day.
Yeah, I don't even want the ball to come that way, guys. And then, like, for you to do that in the rain, it was like times two. You know what I mean? You know how 2K you're playing, and like whatever, it's a big game, you know, times two. Because for it to be raining, nobody could catch. DB couldn't catch. The only person that could throw was Mike, and he was finding you, and you were the only person that could catch that day. So
that's what was so nice too, though, is because like I made one or two catches right away, and then Carson and Coach Moss are just like, he can catch it, let's throw it to him. And so all the plays we had drawn up for the week, they were just going back to back to back. So I put on the yards right away. I probably had 100 in the first half.
I don't know what they were doing on defense though, because I never seen rain affect somebody's ability to cover someone. So I don't know what Montreal was doing.
They were sliding in puddles.
Tay, did they ever cover me all year?
No. Montreal was like your one team that
one team he just abused.
And they knew they were trying to stop you too. That was crazy. Bryant, what about you? The one game that sticks out.
You know which one, man? 13 for 190 and a touchdown. Man. That was probably my funnest game.
And I reminded him constantly that he didn't beat me.
Yeah, he did. Look, and here's the bad part about it. I had a fumble, and it was so funny because after I come off the sideline, you know, they're all yelling, and I think it was Nate. I look at Nate, and I was like, I'm about to have a big game.
Yeah.
And he looks at me like, what? I
He's
said,
like, you just fumbled, man. What are you talking about?
I've never fumbled in my life.
Yeah.
Ever in my life. That was the first time in any, like, type of, you know, football that I've ever fumbled. So I knew, like, something to go so wrong so fast, I was like, I'm about to have a big game. Yeah. And he looked at me, and he goes, all right, like, you know, okay. Bro, next thing you know, it was just like the ball was just coming. Yeah. And you think I had two catches called back that game.
Yeah.
So I would have had
it could have been even crazier. I remember that game. By the way. Who were we playing? We were playing Ottawa, yes. Bro, man. Yeah, that was
that's when everybody was like, when what's his name almost caught me on that 75 yards.
Yes.
They're like, hey, I thought you were fast. Like, bro,
you were not gonna hear the end of that. You were never gonna hear the end of that.
Not at all. But you know what? Like, just in the game itself, like, it was almost like, bro, I would turn my head and the ball would be in my hand.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like, you know, like they say, like, it's almost like when you have your best games, Kobe talks about it. Like, you know, even Tim Grover talks about it. When you have your best games, it's almost like you don't even remember what's going on. Like, it's just happening.
Reacting.
And it was like, literally, I'd be in a route, ball. And
that's Mike Riley.
Bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Riley, but see, the thing, though, the only thing that made me mad about that game, too, is I had 2 catches in the second half.
Yeah, it could have been.
So I had
crazy.
11 catches in the first half. I could have had a 300-yard game if they would have just kept feeding me.
Right.
And we go down to the wire in the game. I'm like, come on, bro. I've been killing all game.
Yeah.
And y'all stop throwing me the ball. they ain't changed not one thing about the defense.
Right.
They went cover 1 the whole game.
You're right.
Come on.
Hey, how about when we played BC, my 2017? It's kind of coming down to the wire too.
NBC.
Coach Carson comes up to me and he's like, are you ready to make a play or something like that? He's like, we're coming to you. Are you ready to make a play? And I said, yeah. I've been waiting for this moment.
I remember it. Argo.
Yes. And what happened?
Come on.
Get caught on the 3.
It iced the game though. I think what did we do? Kick a field goal after that to win?
We did. We wasted out the rest of the time, kicked the field goal, and I went back to Coach Moss and I said, you know that's strategic, right? He's like, yeah.
Hey, that was clutch though. You made a lot of clutch plays. I remember when
that you're
running that. I don't know what we called it, but you kind of them out and then bowl in.
All state.
Yeah, but we ran that to the field too. And dude, I swear the defense knew it was coming, and it's like I'm like,
there was another one though. Getty, thank you. I was
Getty,
gonna say
yes.
it was another one.
It was
Yeah, I
like
was gonna say
Getty.
that was
I'm
not
like,
it.
bro, they know it's coming. Like, why can't they stop it? It was like
All-State was all
weird,
teams.
man. It was weird, but no, like it was fun watching those. Like, especially like for you, Zillion, when you got to your heights, like the defense was like trying to stop you, but there's nothing.
Bro, remember when he mossed dude in Calgary over his head on the corner?
Wait,
he was running a
in
corner
Calgary?
ball.
Yeah.
No, it was in Edmonton. So he's running a corner.
Though.
Who did he?
Hey, are you talking to the one I caught in the corner of the end zone?
No, I'm talking about the one in the open field. Dude was underneath you.
That's
Winnipeg,
Winnipeg, I think.
Was that Winnipeg?
I think that was
No,
Winnipeg.
that was Winnipeg.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Right.
That was slow motion, and he kind of twisted.
Yeah, hey, dude. But I mean, think about it. You think about the curl and go he ran, and he catches it behind the dude's back. Like,
yeah, unreal.
I mean, the catches he made were unreal. Him and Duke. I was telling somebody this. I was telling Ish this the other day, B. You and Duke probably have two of the best. You have the best body control. Duke probably has the best ball skills I've ever seen.
Ball skills, yeah. Because Duke like jumps early and just hangs in the air.
He does that push
Hey,
off thing.
remember this?
Yeah. Yeah,
Bro.
yeah.
so
It's
cold,
crazy.
bro.
But fellas, we're close to the end. But I always got to play a game. All right. So you guys ready? You guys are competitors, right? You guys like to compete, and this is a fun way to compete because I know you guys. There's no way you guys would know any of these. We call this game Quiz Dueling Citizens, all right? Since you both live in Canada and the States, we call this Dueling Citizens, all right?
Hey,
you guys ready?
Just so we're clear, Brian had an extra year in Canada.
Oh, here
So
you
when
go.
I win, I'm gonna rub it in your face that much harder.
All right, let's I gotta
probably
break
get a
these
win.
down. Okay, so the first question is, and you guys can answer. I'm gonna ask a question. You
True
can
or
say,
false, or are they?
some of them are,
choice?
but just answer as soon as you have the answer, okay? All right. Official animal of Alberta.
The bear.
It's a bear.
Both wrong. 0 for 1.
It's a
Both.
deer.
It's a
Elk.
Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep.
That was my second guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Hey, look,
Who
you
is-
heard me. That's
who
the elk.
Who is the Prime Minister of Canada?
That dude with the gray hair. It's all purple.
Yeah, that old guy.
Yeah, you don't
Now,
know.
he's not old, is he? He's a
He's
younger
not-
dude.
He's young. So you
He's a
zero.
young dude. I don't know his name though.
All right, Justin Trudeau. All right.
Trudeau. Thank you. I knew that.
All right, number 3.
Girls love him.
Yeah, ladies love like Zilly.
Yeah.
What province is Dinosaur National Park located?
I feel like let's try to be
BC.
smart about this. No, I'm not going BC.
So this is a park where over 35 species of dinosaurs lived.
I
Come on,
feel
first
like
one to get it.
I can't remember all the names of them right now.
Okay.
Winnipeg, BC, Calgary.
Okay, we'll go. Okay,
Saskatchewan.
we'll
No,
go.
Ottawa.
you're naming cities, dude.
We'll go provinces. Okay, BC,
Yeah. No,
Alberta.
no.
Calgary.
No, Calgary's a city.
Dude, you're naming cities.
My bad.
Manitoba,
Manitoba.
Ooh,
Ontario.
That might be it. No, not Ontario.
Quebec.
Manitoba.
Okay, you're wrong. You're both wrong. It's Alberta, man. You both lived here, man. Come on.
I never
Bro,
once
I've
saw
never
it.
heard of that. Never heard of fossil. Never seen a museum. Nothing.
Okay. All right. True or false? You guys have a 50-50 chance here. True or false? Canada is the 3rd largest oil reserve in the world.
True.
False. False.
True.
Bryant, you got it. True. Good
I
job.
thought it might be bigger.
Come
I
on,
thought it might be
dude.
bigger.
B. Bryant, we'll give you that one. All right.
Ain't about to win.
True or false? 80% of Canadians live within 100 miles of the
True.
U.S. border.
True.
True.
It's false. Almost 90% of Canadians live within.
How much? 80?
90.
90. It's 90. It's false.
The question
I said
was 80.
You guys are wrong. It's 90. Live within 100 miles of the U.S.
I thought you said 90.
No, I said, come on, man.
Whoa, wow.
Okay.
Speak clear.
What state does Alberta share a border with?
Montana.
Yes, sir.
Idaho.
Let's go. Stop
Brian.
playing with me.
Brian, 2-0, Brian. All right. We got 2 more. Okay, which of these people are not from Alberta? Ted Cruz, Joni Mitchell, Cheech from Cheech and Chong, or Ryan Gosling?
Ryan Gosling.
Which one of these people are not from Alberta?
Ryan Gosling. He's from BC.
There you go, Brian. 3-0, Brian. And the final question. This is winner take all. So whoever gets us right,
Ooh, okay.
winner take all. Whoever can sing the Canadian national anthem wins it. Who can do it?
Canada, our home and native land, true patriot, and all our songs.
Go on.
Bro, how many times have you heard this? You got to know more words than that.
Mix it with the American one.
God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Hey, you're going to win anyway, but that means more. There you go, man.
I really like that, B.
I almost hung up after you got the second question right.
Oh, man. Hey, that does it for us, man. That was fantastic. That went way better than I thought. Originally when I thought to have both of you guys on, I wanted to do it like once we were all together, once we were able to do it, but obviously COVID hit and we're not able to do it. But one day, like especially if we don't have a season, and the border is open, that's a big if. I'm gonna make it down to one of your games with my video.
Pull up, man.
I'm gonna pull up.
We play Tampa twice a year.
We
twice a year.
There you go.
We're gonna beat them twice a year.
That's the game. That's the game.
We're gonna beat them twice a year.
Hey, you want a jersey? That's the game to pull up to.
Okay. Hey, it's happening. I get 2 for 1.
You can have 2 of them. Yeah.
Hey, and it's gonna go back here.
We'll jersey swap the first game. So
Yep.
If he keeps the 1-6, it'll be super dope. If not, it'll still be dope. But
let's make it happen. I appreciate you guys though, man. Like I really do, man. Like, you guys are, grade A dudes, great people on the field, off the field. Couldn't, ask for better people to be associated with. I said this last time too, like, they say you're, an average of your 5 closest friends. Having you guys in my circle make me a better person, honestly. So I appreciate you guys, and we'll be in contact. I hope the border's open because I'll be seeing you soon.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Appreciate it.
All right, fellas. Thank you so much.
All right.